Alright guys, today we have a really special video that I'm excited to talk about with you guys, and that is that I got the Infinity Game Table external battery, as you guys are looking at here. I'm excited. I was excited to get this in my hands because, of course, we all know that for the Infinity Game Table, it's fantastic to be able to play this anywhere we can, but of course it has to be plugged into a wall. The Infinity Game Table team did create a external battery specifically made for this table. It talks about offering 4.5 hours of battery life. It talks about being easy and plug and play and easy to use and all that stuff. And I wanted to take a look for you guys, see if it's worth the money, see if it's exactly it's advertised, what it comes with, and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here is the box that the battery officially comes in. Of course, I have the battery plugged in right now, and I will show you guys that right now. But this is the box that it comes with. And here is the bottom of the battery. So if we take a look down here, you can see that the battery is sitting at 42%. So you can see that is all that's plugged into the table right now. This unit did come with a couple of accessories. So the first thing it came with, of course, is the USB plug that it came with right here. This is USB to micro USB. It did come with this cable, and I was told that it came with this cable just in case you want to plug this into your own power brick. So if you want to plug in the external battery to charge to a power brick, like, you know, maybe you have an iPad charger or something like that and you want to use it with that, whatever the case may be, you can plug this in and use it with that. So that's why it came with this cable, but I'm actually not using this cable because the way that I actually charge it is, as you can tell right now, it is working with the table. So if you want to work with the table, it comes with this little dongle, as you can see here. It is a DC power on both ends. You plug it into the DC of the table, and then of course you plug it into the DC on the actual battery pack right here. And when you press the on button, you'll see the battery percentage and you'll see the green light. Until you press this actual on button, once you plug it in, it won't actually do anything. It won't turn the table on because it's just sitting on the table. So if I were to hit this power button right now, as you can see here, you will see that the table just turned off there in front of me because obviously I just turned it off. You'll still see the battery percentage, but it's not wasting any battery at this moment because I have now officially turned off the table. You can see it's now powered off and it's plugged in, doing nothing as is. So if we just take this out for a second so you guys can see it, this is what the battery pack looks like. So you can see it is an Infinity Game Table battery, and you can see that it is a hefty battery as you guys are looking at here. It's very heavy, and you can see the Infinity Game Table logo on there, so it's definitely personalized. You can see the specs there on the back if you guys care about looking at that there. You can see it's a 39,200 battery, so it's definitely, like I said, a hefty battery. I really do like the options here that it has a little LCD screen that it actually shows you the battery percentage. That's really cool. There's the power button I was talking about. That's the in and out, and the out and the DC over there as well. Now, the way that I actually charge this unit when I'm not using it for the table like this, so right now you can see this isn't being plugged in or anything. You can see it's there. So the way I actually charge it, you guys know that your Infinity Game Table, of course, comes with the power adapter to use the table, which is what we've done the whole time, how we actually plug in our table. So what I do is I actually take the end of that cable that we usually plug into the table, of course, to actually charge it, and I just plug it into here. And let's just plug this in for a second. You see my battery there. My charger for the Infinity Game Table is plugged in, and now you can see the green light. You can see it is now charging here, and you can see it's currently at 41%. The green light is on, and like I said, all I have plugged in is the actual charger for the table. I think that's the most convenient way to actually charge this thing when you're not using it, because you could just literally plug in the battery right to the actual cable that we all got for the Infinity Game Table, and then once it's done being charged, you can unplug this, store this away, and then plug this right in, and then you're obviously operating on just battery, and now you don't need to use anything else, which is fantastic. And again, you do have the option of using the other cable that it came with, so you could use this micro USB cable to USB and plug it into like a wall charger, if you have like a, you know, all those chargers that we have laying around for iPhones and stuff like that. If you want to use that, you could charge it as well if you want to, but I find this a lot more convenient because I have this right next to the Infinity Game Table. This is probably how most people are going to charge it because the cable's already there. And then when you're done charging it, you just unplug it like I said. Of course, the green light turns off, and then we would just plug this back in, like I said, to the AC. You can see it is plugged in, but you can tell, like I said before, it is not turning the table on because it's just plugged in. So you want to go ahead and hit that power button. You can see now the green light is on, which is the key that this is actually either A, charging, or obviously turning on the table and charging. You can see the Infinity Game table is actually turning itself on, as you can see here. And as you can see here, the table is officially turned on, and you are now ready to go with no actual wires plugged in besides the battery pack, which is, of course, awesome. Now, I did get the 4.5 hours advertised. I took this table over to my family's house for Easter, and we did play a bunch of games on it. I did use the battery pack, and it did get about 4.5 hours, which is exactly what the box advertises, what you're going to get between 4 and 4.5 hours, and that's exactly what we got when we played games throughout the day, and it finally died out. Now, final thoughts on this battery pack. Of course, this thing does retail for $199 for the 32-inch. And that's the model I have here. Of course, the 24-inch goes for $149.99, so $50 less, depending on which model table you have. Final thoughts on this thing is, in my opinion, it is a must-have accessory in the sense that I want to be able to play this in different areas. It depends on what your use case is for the Infinity Game Table. If you always have this in one spot and your charger's always sitting right next to it and you're not really going through any hoops, then fantastic. If your charger's always going to be plugged in, then obviously this is not going to provide any use to you. But for me, sometimes I like to take the legs off of this thing and put it on my board game table over there that you guys have seen and kind of just put it right on top of that table so we can all play on top of it because it's obviously a higher height and it's easier to play with. Sometimes I bring it to my family's house like I talked about before, and it's a pain because I put it on their dining room table and then I got to bring this long charger with me that people might trip over and stuff like that because obviously there's no wall plug really accessible. So playing this on Easter, because I had brought it to my family's house multiple times, bringing it over Easter and having just the battery pack plugged in and not having to worry about a cable was awesome, and that's exactly what I got out of it. Again, the price, of course, is expensive. It's $199. It is usually on sale. Like right now, I believe it's on sale for $50 less for each model. So look out for that. So you can get it for $149.99 instead. It is a really powerful battery pack. Like I said, it is expensive, but it depends on what your use case is, like I said, for the Infinity Game Table. For me, I thought it was a great option because I take this actually around to my family's house and stuff like that. I do take it off its legs sometimes to put it on the board game table over there. So it just made sense for my use case. But if you're putting this on in your living room and you have the cable hidden and you're never worrying about it and it's always plugged in and you're never taking the Infinity Game Table anywhere else, then obviously it's probably not going to be as useful for you. So, like I said, it's worth the cost if you actually are using it like I am, but obviously if you're not, then obviously it's a harder pill to swallow. But I'm really happy with the Infinity Game Table battery. It seems to bill exactly what it's meant to do, really easy to use, and gives me some more options for the Infinity Game Table. So that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions about what you guys have seen here today on this battery pack, leave those questions down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.